Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, Project Motor Racing. In case you didn't know, I am a partner with Giants. I became a partner. I'm not sure. I have a plaque back there saying that I'm a partner with Giants. I don't know when. It was maybe a couple years back. Obviously, it was for Farming Simulator. So they were kind enough to give all of their content creators a key for Project Motor Racing to show you guys some early access of it. So that's what I plan to do today. I have been playing the game a little bit because I don't like to jump into these games with an absolute brand new first look and look like an idiot. There's so many things that you have to tweak and adjust with these racing games that it's really crazy. Let me just. Okay, hold on. Something's not right here. So let me just lower those levels. I know you guys weren't hearing it because I didn't have the audio through the right channel, but it should be now. So yeah, there's so many things you have to tweak in these racing sims that it's kind of ridiculous. So I wanted to just really do that before we got into the game. So I've been playing the game, and I'm not going to start a career mode or anything like that because I I cannot get the feel of this game just yet. Let me just show you guys what I mean. So I really don't have a lot to compare this to. Basically, a set of Corsa Competizione, Le Mans Ultimate on PC, GT7 that we have on PS5. I'm trying to think what else. That's pretty much it in the way of like racing sims. Project Cars 2. So maybe. Okay, so we're going to be driving the Chevrolet Corvette around Spa. Now, what I want to do, I really just want practice. Race off. There we go. Let's just go 30 minutes. We're not going to do a full 30 minutes, but I just want to get into the game and kind of show you guys some things. First thing I want to say is graphics. This is probably going to be weird to hear me say this because you guys have heard me say so many times how much I'm a real graphics kind of guy. But when it comes to a racing game, I don't feel that the graphics need to be as good as other games. You're zipping around the track so fast that you're really not able to admire the surroundings, I guess. So, for a racing game for me, if it's okay, if it looks decent, fine. And this game looks decent. It's not GT7 quality. Gosh, I don't think it's Le Mans Ultimate quality if I'm being honest. You can see right now, you can see weird things in the distance and stuff like that. The cars look decent. So we're here at the pits. Let me just show you guys the vehicle setup. So essentials, you can change stuff like this. Fuel calculator. That's pretty cool to have right there. Hold on. Target per lap 0.2 fuel calculator. Wait a minute. How do we actually do this? Okay, I have no idea. This is one of the things I've been having an issue with this game. The UI is just a little strange to say the least. So like here, up and down, we do that. Left and right changes that. All right, cool. Now, if we want to change, we have to press L1 or R1 to get to uh, the next area here. And now we have strength 1. Okay, so we have some force feedback settings here that we can adjust, I guess, right from the pits, which is interesting. Then you have your suspension, which you can, if you know how to do all this, then you're going to be in heaven with the stuff that you could do here. Engine and drivetrain, fuel, engine electronics, brakes. We could actually do the traction control and ABS here. So let's actually do that. I want to drop this down to 6 and this down to maybe 5 for now. Just try that. There we go. And your pit setup, tires, auto, fuel, damage. You could change all this kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. So we got out of there, and we go into vehicle setup. Wait a minute, where is it? Cockpit setup, right there. So now you have all of your FOV and all of your cameras and stuff. Steer look. You can control that. Speed sensitive shake, G-force sensitive movement, vehicle motion, world motion, all kinds of stuff you could do in here. Save and exit. Seat position, forward, backward. I want a little more forward. Left, right, I'm fine with where it is. Raise or lower. I'm pretty good where it is. Tilt. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Field of view. There we go. What was that? Left mirror yaw. I'm not sure what that does. I think it might be... I don't have my controller, so I can't see. But as you can see, there's a lot going on that you can save and tweak and stuff like that in settings. The HUD setup you could do. Digidash Essential, Virtual Mirror, Delta, Penalties, Wheel Input Display, General Notifications Clock, all that, and the HUD layout. You can change all this. I'm sure you need your controller. I can't do it on the wheel, so all the stuff that you could do with the game in the settings is actually pretty cool. They really thought of a lot. So let's drive, because that's the biggest thing, right? Okay, so let's do that. Now, from what I can see, there's no button to like start the car or anything like that.
Hammer down now.
Okay. As always, you guys know I am not an expert sim racer. So I don't try to be. I'm not going to make it sound like, I'm coming from like an expert sim racing standpoint. I'm literally just coming from what I know from other games. That's it. So the first thing I will say is that the force feedback, if you're using a wheel, if you're not using a wheel, it doesn't matter. But if you're using a wheel, the force feedback is very strange to dial in. I still have not been able to dial it in the way I want to and the way I really like it. Oh, God. Okay. So we just spun it. Now, let me just say that if I was playing LMU, that probably wouldn't have happened. But the force feedback is very tricky to dial in. I still haven't figured it out. When I'm just going down a straight like this, the wheel is moving in an odd manner. And right now, it feels very loose going around the corners. Yeah, the force feedback, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It feels like it kicks in when it shouldn't, and then when it should, it cuts out. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that. I don't know if it's maybe a Fanatic exclusive thing. I know with some of these games, some wheels act differently than others. But like, the wheel just does not feel like I like it. Also, the cars compared to say LMU, they just, I don't know. I want to say they feel different, and obviously they feel different. This isn't Le Mans Ultimate. This isn't Assetto Corsa. I get that. I do. But there's something about the handling that just don't I just don't care for. Like, and I'm going to show footage of me playing LMU because earlier today when I was playing this, I was like, something doesn't feel right, and I said, you know what? I haven't played LMU in a long time. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. So I hopped back into LMU, and I'll put a clip up of that at some point. Maybe we'll do like a side-by-side kind of comparison or something. The cars just feel better in LMU. Everything feels so much better. Like, right here, man, the wheel is so loose. And I mean, I've changed the default settings. The default settings were way too much in the way of force feedback, I felt. What I will say is driving this for a console game, you have to be very careful with your inputs. So for that, I feel that's a little bit more on the sim side. I feel like that's a little bit more on the sim side than, say, maybe like Gran Turismo. I feel like Gran Turismo 7 is a little bit more forgiving if you just really hit the gas hard. So, like I said, I tried to race with this, but I don't feel comfortable even going around the track. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the force feedback. I don't know if it's the car just doesn't feel right. I mean, obviously the car does not feel right. In LMU, you're going to see me driving on this track in a Corvette. And look, I'm not breaking any records. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not, you know, so that's not the point. But I'm getting around the track so much better. I just can feel everything in that game so much better than I can in this game. I can catch myself easier in that game. Like right here, man, the wheel feels so loose, and there, I just lost it again. Whew, I don't know, guys. It might be that it's just a new game, but, and hear me out, okay? Because this is from the creators of Project Cars 1 and 2 and 3. Now, Project Cars 2, I had such a love-hate relationship with that game because certain cars felt so good, and then other cars felt horrible. I don't know. Maybe that's what the issue is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of this. We're going to get a different car. All right, so we're back, and now we're in a little Mazda. And I... It's showing input, but I'm not going. Why? Okay. I don't know. What's going on? Okay. I guess I can't put this thing in gear and go?
Clear of the pits.
Oh my god, this is worse. Okay, this is the first time I'm driving this car. Okay, so this is a lot slower. I believe this is like the car you start in. So I'm worried that they did the same thing that they did in Project Cars 2, where some cars are really good and some cars are just undrivable. Like you really need to get, like you really need to know how to drive them. Which some people liked, some people liked. I think it is frustrating. And I mean, keep in mind, like I'm not a total novice at these games. Like with Le Mans Ultimate, I have been practicing driving the what do you call it? The LMPs with no traction control, no ABS. So it's not like I don't understand how braking and stuff works. Okay, I'm not saying I'm great at it. But here's my bit of concern. If we have the Chevrolet Corvette in LMU and in this game, and I mean, driving it in this game is so much different than driving it in LMU. So one of these games is lying about the handling of that car. That's, that's kind of what I'm getting at. This is actually a fun little car to drive. I'm having fun driving this one. So it probably is that thing where different cars are going to drive so much differently, just like they did in Project Cars 2. All right, guys. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you guys LMU, and I'm going to show you guys just kind of the differences. I'm going to try to do like a side by side comparison. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys. So, in short, I just want to take this time to talk a little bit here. I, I'm not shitting on the game. Okay, please understand that I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. It's just I really feel like these sim games, these sim racing games. Um, some people are going to enjoy some people are going to enjoy others. You know what I mean? I don't feel like all of these games are built in a manner that everybody is going to enjoy every game. I enjoyed ACC. I enjoy LMU. Um, I think I have to put this right up there with Project Cars 2. I think if you're someone who enjoyed Project Cars 2, then you're probably going to enjoy this game. I really do think so. If you enjoyed Project Cars 2, you'll enjoy this game. If you didn't enjoy Project Cars 2, maybe you won't enjoy this game. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, I feel like the cars handle a lot like they did in that game. Like, some cars are just undrivable for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. It probably is me. And, again, I'm stressing this because I know the sim community, and I know that if you're not like a hardcore simmer, if you're not like professional level racing, then the community, really shits on content creators. So I'm just saying, I'm not a pro at this. I'm not great at these games. I'm not good at these games. I enjoy playing them, but I do know what feels good to me. And I will say, like, LMU feels so much better. The force feedback, the cars handle better. Just everything handles better. Like, the best way I can describe it is that with LMU, there's no surprises. Whenever I spin out or whenever something happens with the car, I know what happened. With this game, much like Project Cars 2, there's some times when you're literally like, I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it spun out. It just did. And like I said, with LMU and ACC, I felt like I could catch the car better than I can in this game. Again, unfortunately, we know that when new games come out now, we just cannot avoid the day one patch. We cannot avoid the bugs. We cannot avoid, having patches. I personally, I haven't seen anybody in the Discord that I belong to, the Giants Discord that's for content creators. I haven't seen anybody saying anything negative about the game other than performance-wise. Also, I don't think a lot of those guys are playing on the PS5. I think they're playing on PC. I do have a code for it for PC. I'm going to check that out to see if that's any different. But I don't think it is. I think the driving physics are still be very similar. Also, I tried playing this on a controller and I was horrible. I can't do it. Much like Project Cars 2, I wasn't able to do it. This one, I wasn't able to do it either. But again, this is just an early first look. I'm going to keep playing the game. I'm going to see if I can tweak the force feedback. I think the force feedback is one of the things that is such a huge thing about the game that I don't mesh with the force feedback. The force feedback just feels so weird to me. Compared to other games, man, it just feels like if you turn the force feedback up, then even going down the street, you're fighting with the car, where you shouldn't. And if I had damage, I would totally agree with that. But just going down the road, you can feel the wheel kind of like pulling, right? You can feel it pulling to one side or another. And like I said, if I had damage to the car, I would totally understand that. But when I'm in practice and I'm just out of the pits and I just start to get the tires warmed up, and you're going down a straightaway and you feel the wheel pulling like that, something just isn't right. Something's just not right about it. I don't know. Like I said, again, maybe it's an issue with just my wheel. Maybe it's just me, because maybe I'm just not used to playing the game, so I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's where we're going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, again, I'm not shitting on the game. If you guys, are watching this, I think by the time you guys watch this, the game will be out, because Giants said something kind of strange that we can put out content on the 21st, but they didn't want us giving anything away, and they said that the 25th is when we can do a video where we can actually rate the game. So I didn't rate the game, but at the same time, I can't do a video and not tell you guys what I think about the game. I can't do a video and put on a fake smile and be like, "Oh yeah, this is really good. I'm loving it. This is an awesome game." When really I'm going, I'm not meshing with it. It's a shame because I did buy the game, even though I did get it free as well. That's a different story. It doesn't matter. Anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time.